Hi, my name is Ambrose. Welcome back to my channel. In today's lesson, we will be learning how to set up Vienna Ensemble Pro in PreSonus' Studio One. I only use VEP on one computer, but there are multiple reasons to use VEP on one machine, including faster project load times and save times. First, I want to draw your attention to the IP address 127.0.0.1. This is the IP address you will need to select in VEP. Before I go any further, I want to say it has been a while since I have set up VEP, so I don't fully remember the first few steps. I don't remember if this IP address self-populates or you have to actually input it at some point. Under the Network tab on the VSL website, it walks you through how to open the correct ports in your Windows firewall. I'm on a PC. Go to your Start menu, type in Firewall, click on Check Firewall Status, then Advanced Settings, click Inbound Rules in the upper left corner of the window, then click New Rule, and follow the rest of the steps on the VSL website. I will include the link in the video or in the description box. Now on to building our template. My approach is to build my instruments in Contact in Studio One, saving those instruments, then opening them in VEP. So let's do that. I'm going to add 3 different trumpet patches from Cinesamples. For patch number 1, select Output Stereo 1, then change MIDI channel from Omni to port A1. For patch 2, select Output Stereo 2 and port A2. Same for patch 3, Stereo 3, and port A3. Once that is complete, I'm going to save this multi by going to File, Save Multi As, and here I will name it Trumpet 1. Now let me add a VEP instance and rename it 01 Trumpet. Make sure you use the VEP that says Vienna Ensemble Pro, not Vienna Ensemble Pro X64. Now, on the VEP side, I'm going to create a new instance by clicking the plus sign. Then on the left-hand side of the screen, I'm going to right-click and select Insert Plugin. I'm going to select Contact, and I'm going to load the trumpet multi I just saved by going to File, Load, and navigating to where I stored my multi. You will see my contact populated with the correct patches, and my output and MIDI channel settings have been saved, but the GUI is jumbled. This just means you haven't connected VEP to Studio One yet. Now change this drop-down menu from 1 to All. In this drop-down menu where it says 1 VE Pro plugin MIDI in 1, keep that where it is, but when we load our horn patch, we're going to change that to 2 VE Pro plugin MIDI in 2, and so on and so forth. Now come to the bottom and click Mixer. Now click the plus button 2 times, so I have a total of 3 faders, 1 for each trumpet patch. Once I've done that, click where it says Master Bus and assign them in ascending order. 1, 1 and 2, 2, 3 and 4, 3, 5 and 6. These are your stereo outputs for each MIDI channel. Now rename your channels. Now click and select Insert Folder. If you put it in the wrong spot, grab it by the lower right-hand corner and drag it. I found that moving tracks around can often make VEP freeze, so I always save before I move tracks around. Now change the color to stay organized. Now right-click and select Save Channel Set to Disk. This will save your channel set for future use. Back in Studio One, open the VEP instance and select 01 Trumpet and hit Connect. You will notice the IP address we mentioned earlier. Now that we have connected VEP, our GUI is no longer scrambled. In Studio One, open the Mix window and click the Show Instrument Rack. Navigate to 01 Trumpet VEP, click Expand, and click the next two outputs, outputs 3-4 and output 5-6. Now go to your track and duplicate it twice. Not duplicate track complete, just duplicate track. Let me go ahead and get rid of this contact instance I'm not using. Rename the tracks using the names from VEP. Now rename the channels in the mix window, since the tracks and channels are separate in Studio One. Now in the inspector window, click MIDI 1, 1 for track 1, MIDI 1, 2 for track 2, MIDI 1, 3 for track 3. Now assign your channels, which are listed in the drop-down window. You will see the channel active when you assign it in the drop-down window. Let's pack that folder, rename it, and recolor. Let's do this whole process one more time, creating a horn instrument with 3 different horn patches. Assign the output ports, now save said patch. Go to VEP, create a new instance, insert a plugin, in this case Contact, load up our saved horn instrument, you will see the GUI is messed up since we haven't connected it yet. Click the plus button 2 times. I forgot to assign the outputs here, but you will need to do that again as well by clicking where it says 1 master bus, 2 master bus, etc. And select from the drop-down menu the correct output. Remember to change this drop-down to all and change this drop-down to 2 VE Pro plugin MIDI in 2 and place your tracks in a folder, remembering to save first before moving anything. Now save your channel set. If you want to recall your channel set later, just right-click and select Insert Channel Set from Disk. Back in Studio One, select VEP, not VEP X64. drag that in, rename it, and connect it. In the Mix window, select Show Instrument Rack. Hit Expand, add the correct number of channels. In this scenario, I'm using 3 channels. Rename your tracks, then rename your channels. Now here is where things differ. You want to select out 2-1, 2-2, 2-3. Pack your folder, and let's double check everything is working in VEP. We see that yes, everything is working fine. A quick tip, if you go to connect Studio One to VEP and your instances don't show up, make sure that iLock hasn't kicked you out of your session. Then go to VEP, Options, Preferences, General, and unclick Advertise on Local Networks. Then re-click. This doesn't seem to work all the time. Sometimes you may have to reload your whole session, but I get it to work most of the time. Not sure if this is an official fix, but I saw it listed online as well. The last thing I want to show you is my orchestral VEP Studio One template. I have around 40 instances of VEP. Let me click through and give you an idea of how many instruments I'm working with.